Hey, hello and good morning, everybody. Hi, this is me, Darius from Easy Markets, and today it's Tuesday. So, this is a quick video preview, by the way, for the webinar, which is going to happen in a few seconds, so do not tune out. Stay tuned. Yes, we'll talk about markets. There are a few things here and there that are happening. A bit of European data that's coming out. Some already came out. China, yes, trade balance. We'll have a look at that one. Yeah, so we'll dig into all that. Stay tuned. Yes, hopefully you'll enjoy the session, and I'll see you in a bit. All right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, hello and good morning, everybody. Hi, this is me, Darius from Easy Markets, and I do apologize for the late start a little bit. Had a few technical issues here. Hopefully they are sorted now. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Daily Picture International on Tuesday. Well, it's not only delivered on Tuesday, but today is Tuesday. So yes, look, we're gonna look at the markets. We're gonna talk about those, and yeah, certainly, we'll try to figure out which direction what can go. Now, before we jump into any further action, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimers. So yes, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. I'm not going to disappear anywhere. I'm just going to finish off a few things here and there, and we can continue. All right, okay, so also just before we jump into the charts, the usual quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist. So now then, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into Nikkei 225. So yesterday we saw a bit of a push higher, but look, I mean, we're seeing some sort of action right now, like I think it's like some sort of like stabilization action, if I can call it this way. But what I can say is that it seems like we could be coiling up here a little bit. Now, what I'm talking about here, let me just put this on the chart very quickly. So, right, okay, there we go. So this downside line, and taken from the high, by the way, of the 11th of July, and also this upside line right here. So the downside line taken from the high of the 11th of July. The upside line is taken from the low of the 6th of August. Now, some of you might say, hey, maybe it should be drawn this way or maybe that way. So look, I will say I have a simple answer to all this. Both lines are tentative, so both lines might not carry much significance. So I'm trying to give it a little bit of room here, and I'm trying to see which one's gonna, play out better. So even if we do draw this upside line like this, like it's a steeper one, okay, let's assume we're gonna break this one, but maybe then it's just gonna, get a little hold up around here somewhere. So that's why the easier option is to do the following, basically to keep an eye on the 35,140 zone. If that gets cleared, yes, forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. In terms of the upside, what I would like to see here is a push above this downside line here, taken from the high of the 11th of July, and then target some higher levels. Honestly, that's my simple game plan here on Nikkei. Let's see how this is going to play out. Now, China 50. So let me just jump into the economic calendar very quickly. Today's Tuesday. Let's have a look. We did get some China numbers. The trade balance. Ooh, there we go. That's interesting. So yesterday, by the way, I talked about this, and if you are trading something China related, but in general, this is actually quite interesting news, and we're seeing a nice little recovery here today in the index. Due to the better than expected and better than previous as well trade balance number. So that's great. And in exports improved. Okay. Imports declined. So look, hopefully this data is correct, because again, with all these recent like adjustments and all that stuff, sometimes it's really difficult to trust data, especially when you look at stuff like when you look at stuff like NFPs or some other job numbers, for example, coming out. So then when the previous figure gets adjusted, so come on. So, but yeah, looking good here. Trade balance 91.02. So okay. Hey, let's see if this can lead to a larger correction to the upside. The only thing is what I have to say is that as long as we stay below this hurdle here, below this 11,440 zone, then yes, I will continue targeting the downside. If we start pushing back above this hurdle, above this 11,440 zone, then yes, great. More I wouldn't say buyers. I mean, could be a few buyers join in, yes, because this could lead to a larger correction here to the upside. But hey, let's not rush into things. ASX 200, so looking good here. Good, nice recovery. Look at this. I mean, look at this. Ignoring everything. You know what I really want to do? I want to have a fresh look, to be honest. I mean, this here, I think we need to do that occasionally, and it's actually quite healthy. So, hey, look, ASX 200, after rebounding from this area, very close to the 100-day EMA, which is around that 7,866 territory here, the index is now trying its best, or the bulls are trying their best to climb higher. Okay, look, a few barriers to put on here, like for example this tentative downside resistance line, short-term tentative downside resistance line taken from the high of the 1st of August. Look, if you don't like this one, that's absolutely fine, because what we can do here is we can keep an eye on this little area right here, this 8,070 zone, something around these lines, 8,070, 80, something like that. So if that gets cleared, that's amazing, because this way we could start, looking at some higher levels like the 8,121 or even higher. So we're not far from the let me just try to find Australia 200. Australia 200. Let me see if I can find a better instrument here. ASX 200. Let's have a look. Okay, no, we don't have this. Basically, what I wanted to say that I think that this is the all-time high, if I'm not mistaken. And that's why I want to double check everything before I say something. Right. Okay. Okay. Ah, there we go. Sorry for this little holdup, but I just want to double check something so that I would be accurate, and I don't want to, like I said, say stuff which doesn't probably exist here. But there we go. That's what I was looking for. And let me just have a look at the technical chart here. Right. Okay. So hopefully this is gonna load up here on my screen. But anyway, you got the picture basically, right? I mean, because this at the moment it's at an interesting spot. It seems like we want to go higher, and the question is, I mean, will we be able to overcome this downside line and this barrier near the 8,070 and 80 zone ish. So I think my internet is lagging. There we go. Yes, I think my internet is lagging very, very much. Yeah, I hope this is coming through still. I hope this the webinar is running smoothly, because like I said, I think that my internet is a little bit on the downside. Okay. Let me just see. Okay, right. Let me just right. Yeah, this is the all-time high. And okay. Is that correct? Tragedy. Honestly, my internet is, and the sources that I'm using are a little bit, yeah, they're a little bit. Let me just see if this other source can give me some sort of a better picture, because everything is struggling. Everything is just lagging. Is just right. Okay. ASX 200. So basically, look. There we go. There's internet is, like I said, jumpy a little bit on my side here, because okay, this is gonna load up. Oh well. Let's one more time. Let's try this one more time. There we go. So, can we get this working now? Yes, finally. Finally. Right. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about this little delay, but anyway, I just wanted to basically point out that look, this is the all-time high, right? So I just wanted to confirm that on my chart here that I have is at around 8,121. You might have information, a slightly different information on other charts, but hey, yeah, 8,148 on some chart, as I can see here. Right. So yes, keep your eyes on this. Like I said, this could be quite interesting. If we can go for a new all-time high, that would be spectacular. This would be just, like I said, to the moon and back, like, because in general, ASX 200, in general, the market right now is, I think, rallying. The ASX 200 is rallying just because we're having this issue, not issue, but we're having this situation where the RBA, is at this point where they were thinking to hike rates, but now, given that they had a few bad data sets, it's actually now under question. Will they go and hike the rates? Look, we'll have to wait and see. I'm looking at the numbers here. Westpac consumer confidence index lower, business confidence lower. So basically, in general, numbers are not that great. So maybe that's where the little correction is happening. However, the still the positivity of the fact that around the fact that the rates might not get hiked, that's where the interesting bit comes in. So and that's maybe where, that we have a little bit of a contradiction between the US indices and in Australian in ASX 200. So let's see how this is going to work out from the technical perspective. Of course, I'm looking at this downside line. I need to see a clearance of that together with that 8,017.80 zone, and if I get that, wonderful, more buyers could join in. Dow Jones Industrial Average. So yesterday, beautiful recovery. Look at this. I talked about this yesterday. I said to you, keep your eyes on that 41,000 zone on the futures, and yeah, I mean, looking at the picture here, I mean, it provided strong resistance, this barrier, this 41,000 zone. Yes, we did get a little bit of an overshoot, but that's fine. We didn't, the thing is that we didn't stay above it, and that's where it's raising concerns for the bulls, potentially. If we do push above it and stay above it, okay, great, but at the moment, what I'm being very careful, because for the downside, what I would like to see here is a drop below the 45-day EMA right here. If I can get that move, amazing. More sellers here could join in. And then yeah, we could go from there. So long story short, for now, I am just keeping an eye on this 45-day EMA for the downside here, together with this 40,700 zone. If all that gets cleared, wonderful. The 100-day EMA is my next good target. I do have a few levels that I want to mark here, additional ones. So I want to reuse this one and mark this Friday's low near the 40,350 zone-ish. If you're not comfortable with the 45-day EMA, that's absolutely fine, because what you can do here is you can keep an eye on the 40,350, because if that gets cleared, the forthcoming high or forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. The S&P 500. So again, the same story. We had some recovery yesterday, but that's fine. But still, look, I said to you before, my upside scenario will be from this 45-day EMA. I need to see a break of it in order to go higher. Look, I think that everybody's on a very, very big lookout for the US data. And if you missed my yesterday's webinar, I talked a lot about that, and basically I just wanted to say that, look, this is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the inflation rate, the year-on-year CPI number, yes, together with the month-on-month as well, just basically the CPI numbers. So we're waiting for those. Those are coming out tomorrow, so keep your eyes on that. And yeah, I mean, look, for now, the interesting bit is that if the number comes out on the lower side, then hey, that's in a way kind of great. We could see a nice push higher here on the indices. The only thing is that I don't know if we are not seeing this positivity right now because of the that the expectation is at because the expectation is at 22.6, basically on the much lower side. So isn't it? I hope this is not the buy the rumor, sell the news moment where if the number comes out actually at around 2.6 or even 2.7, the market will take that as a negative thing and then sell off. Imagine 2.6, the expectation is much like quite, I would say, a significant drop from the previous. So if it comes out at 2.7, I mean, it could be seen. It could be seen by the market as a negative moment, because like your expectation is, maybe the expectation is way too low. So you're allowing some maneuverability for the stock market to continue declining. So we're now seeing a nice little correction back to the upside. But if the inflation number comes out lower, below previous, but let's say at 2.7 or 2.8. Yep, that could be seen as a negative by the market, and we could see a nice drift lower. Again, we'll see. I'm not saying anything yet, but let's see if that's going to work out or not. NASDAQ. So again, the same story. We're currently, oscillating around the 200-day EMA, 18,518. Yes, keep your eyes on that one, and I think that this area, this 18,000 kind of 500 zone, is something to keep an eye on. But again, 18,550, where the 200-day EMA right now is, I think that that's something to continue monitoring. Look, we had the violations here back in the beginning of August of this 200-day EMA. So I'm not saying, I mean, that we could see some oscillation around this 200-day EMA, the same story as we had here. So please do not exclude that scenario. For the upside, now previously I talked about this downside line taken from the high of the 11th of July. And yeah, if we get a nice clearance of this downside line, amazing. More buyers here could join in. Look, I will consider some higher levels already from the, let's say, 18,825 zone here, but you have to accept the fact that then there is a problem with the EMAs here. So for example, the 100 and the 45-day EMA, where we could see a bit of a hold up near the 19,140 zone, somewhere around here. So if we do climb back above this little hurdle here, this 18,825, then yes, great. More buyers here could join in, but hey, for now, let's not rush into things, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep an eye on this, and yes, let's let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see what's gonna happen. For now, I am leaning, well, actually nowhere, because at the moment I'm actually leaning towards the idea of seeing some oscillation around the that 200-day EMA. So yes, keep your eyes on this. Let's see how this is gonna play out, and then we'll go from there. Oh, by the way, while we're talking about Nasdaq, let's have a quick peek at what did Nvidia do yesterday. It did balance around here, but the most important is that we still remain below the 100-day EMA, and then this basically is still kind of pointing more towards the downside. I'm still a big believer of that 100 level getting tested. Hey, let's see if that's gonna happen. The German index DAX. So now then, let's have a look at the numbers here that are expected today from Germany. So harmonized inflation rate final. The expectation is for oh, actually they came out already. Yeah, it came. Inflation the harmonized one. Oh, wait. Yes, it did come out already. Yes, there we go. Wonderful. Yes, wonderful. So, the numbers came out. So, hey, let's the inflation rate month on month final minus 0.1 as expected. Inflation rate year on year final 1.9 as expected. Honestly, this is the situation. I already mentioned this before. This is the situation with the German numbers or the Eurozone numbers. Basically, they're always in line. So, the interesting bit in the inflation numbers of Germany is that when they are not in line with expectations. So, I mean, when they deviate by just, let's say, 0.2%, that's like a major thing, to be honest. So yes, talk about efficiency, right? So 1.9 lower in general, in line with the ECB's target. In line with the ECB's target, and hey, of 2%, if you don't know. Yes. Hey, I would say all good. All good. Harmonized, yep, 2% as well. Really dropping, really dropping. So all is good to justify the interest rate cut, which is going to happen on Thursday. So yes, I mean, if you don't know, interest rate decision is coming out from the ECB on Thursday. Keep your eyes on that. We're expecting a 25 basis point cut. So hey, everything's kind of in line. Look, again, the same story that we might see some positivity. Again, the same story of buy the rumor, sell the news moment, because we might see some positivity. We might see some, right now going up to the meeting, some, action to the upside here. But again, don't rush into things, So for now, in general, I'm not excluding the downside scenario yet, because but I would, there's still actually, there's not much strong positivity in there right now, because in general people are still thinking about the fact that September is a bearish month, and maybe they will stick to that. Let's see. But I'm taking a careful approach, because look, if we do drop below the 18,280 zone, great, I will go lower and I'll go for this downside line here. But I have to say that my upside scenario is a little bit more conservative, and from around the 18,700 zone. FTSE 100. Let's have a look at this one. Roller coaster ride. So this worked out. This didn't really, this way it worked out halfway. This arrow, so we can get rid of this one. This oh no, this worked out. So now the question is, look, how we can play this game right here. And I like the 100-day EMA. So I think that the easier option is to wait for a drop below the 100-day EMA, shown here as the green line. And if we can get that move, amazing. More sellers here could join in. So long story short, for now, I would say I am leaning towards the downside. But I would need to see a drop below this 100-day EMA first. Let's have a look at what's happening today with economic data from UK, because we did get some. Where's the average earnings including bonus declines, average earnings excluding bonus as came out as expected, declined. So yep, claim and count. Employment change improved. Okay, that's interesting. And where's that unemployment rate? Should be blah blah blah. No, where's that unemployment rate? Because that's what I'm looking at here right now. So let me just double check another source. Unemployment rate 4.1. 4.1. Okay. Okay. So, as expected, basically dropping. The unemployment rate dropped a little bit from UK. Right. So, okay, that's fine because look, employment change is probably reflecting that a little bit. So all good. All okay. Let me just double check something here. 97 employment change. Let me just double check average employment change 100. Okay, so no adjustments on the previous number. Wonderful. Okay. So look, the only thing is what it got adjusted was the claim and count change 102. Okay. Right, from what number? Forecast actual 135. So from 135 it came out right. No, wait, that's September. Okay. So it got adjusted to the 102. So from the previous 135 to okay, right, understood. Look, ladies and gentlemen. For now what we're seeing here in UK, I think that the market is in general a little bit on the bearish side. I think that the job numbers of UK were not enough. Maybe the fact that we kind of declined here on the average earnings, that maybe is, spooking investors because like this is, putting a little bit of pressure on the consumer. And of course, as we know, when the consumer gets pressured, he basically stops spending. And that's what, the companies are afraid of. Mm. So that's what we're seeing right now. I mean, no panic mode, no nothing, no, that's all okay. But keep your eyes on the 100-day EMA. If we do fall below it, I'm going to lean a little bit more towards the upside, towards the downside. In terms of the upside, that's what I was looking at and started saying. In terms of the upside, I would need to see a break of this downside line taken from the high of the 15th of May. And then, yes, we could go from there, ladies and gentlemen. Last index here, US dollar. There we go. Beautiful rebound. Look, I said I'm gonna stick to the same game plan. I'm not really gonna say anything here, but at the moment, I think that we are, like I said, in this situation where we don't know what's gonna happen with the US CPIs, and the market doesn't know. So we're seeing a bit of recovery. My upside scenario, my preferred upside scenario is basically on a break of this downside line. And a push above this 102 territory somewhere there. And then I'll target the 100-day EMA, the 200-day EMA, and so on. But if we are looking at some lower levels, then a drop below this highlighted area here, which is roughly between the 100.3040 zone. So if we do drop below that, great. More sellers here could join in. So just basically leave this area, let it settle down. Maybe it's going to move sideways. So unless you're a range trader, if you are a range trader, then maybe this area here could be quite good for you. But again, just be careful. You can always get you never know when you can get a breakout. Jumping into gold. So talking about ranges. Talking about ranges, you can see here, it's just moving up and down here. Look, if it wouldn't be maybe a range, I would say I'm going to be a little bit more bearish because we have ourselves like a bearish flag, something like this. But again, it's too early. Look, I think the easiest option here is it doesn't matter if it's a bearish flag or not. Still, we need to break out through this 2,483.84 zone. If that gets cleared, amazing. More sellers here could join in. For the upside, 2,531 is good. Good barrier here. If that gets cleared, amazing. More buyers could join in. Jumping into silver. Silver is also similar story, basically. Like also could be like a bearish flag here, but either way, a clearance of this 27.70 zone is required together with this 200-day EMA. And then, yes, we'll go from there to the downside. Towards the upside, I need to see a push of the 29.16 zone, somewhere around here. If I can get that move, amazing, more buyers could join in. Jumping into oil. Oil is looking quite bearish, to be honest. Look at this. Yesterday, we tried to recover a little bit, found good resistance near this upside line. I talked about this one, taken from the low of the 12th of June. If we continue to trade below that, then yes, great. More sellers here could join in, but I think even more of those could join in if we do drop below this 67.71 zone right there, which is the lowest point of December of 2023. If that gets cleared, amazing. I will go further south. For the upside, well, I mean, at least a push back above the 69.29 zone right here would be required. Natural gas, just a quick update. So we're pushing away from this 2.27 territory. There we go. We're falling below all my EMAs on the daily chart. So this is basically pointing a little bit more towards the downside here, towards that psychological 2 level. If we continue to trade below all the EMAs, I will continue targeting the psychological 2 area. Cocoa, just a quick update. So nice little rebound here further. We're pushing back above the 200-day EMA, but we're not still above this 7,567 territory. I spoke about this level. I need to see a push above it in order to go higher. Within the higher up until this downside line, to be honest, because this is where what my next target will be. Soybeans. Okay. This one is, like I said, an interesting spot here. Yesterday I've mentioned this, and I'm gonna mention it again because look, this is a good area of resistance. This downside line together with the 45-day EMA and the 1030 zone right here. If all this gets cleared, then I'm gonna get bullish a little bit. For the downside, I said to you yesterday that I'm gonna take a very conservative approach here, and I'm gonna wait for a drop below this 936 territory. That's the lowest point of August. If that gets cleared, a forthcoming lower low will be confirmed. Wheat remains above the 100-day EMA. That's great, but push above the 580 zone is needed together with that 200-day EMA. If that gets cleared, amazing, more buyers could join in. Bitcoin, so beautiful. Look at this. I mean, honestly, this is amazing. This is just great because I talked about this and I said to you yesterday, keep your eyes on that lower side of the falling channel. If we somehow, I mean, drift back above it, then hey, I mean, maybe we're not done with the upside. But look, I don't want to rush into things for now. This is working out like a charm. Maybe we could go back to these to testing these EMAs, the 200, the 45-day, and the 100, and then we'll just go from there. Long story short, for now, I am leaning towards the upside a little bit as long as we stay above the 56.5 zone. If we do stay above that. If we don't, I'm taking a neutral stand because look, my downside scenario is still from this 53,000 zone. I need to see a drop below it in order to go lower. Bitcoin Cash, again, a similar story, beautiful rebound. So far so good. This is working out great. I cannot say anything else. In order for me to go lower, a drop below that 300 zone is required. Ethereum, beautiful rebound as well. Nice hold up near the 2,355 zone. Yes, great. But what? Am I getting very bullish? No, because what I would like to see here is a push above this 2,555 area in order to get comfortable with some higher levels. It proved to be quite a good area of support, resistance and support, then resistance. So yes, if that gets cleared, great. I will go to the upside. How much to the upside? How what would be my distance? Well, basically up until here for now, at least this 2,800 zone, which I do see as a strong area of resistance. Litecoin, this one's bouncing around here, but this is the interesting bit that we are not, we're struggling to drop below this highlighted zone, this highlighted area, grayed out area, which is roughly between the 57.7 and the 59.80 zone. So, basically for now, sorry, my nose is itching a little bit. Yes, so Oh, just a second. I'm gonna sneeze, I think. Okay. Apologies for going kind of dark there because uh yeah, I think you didn't want to hear me sneeze and blow my nose. But yeah, hey, we're all human. Mm. So at the moment, what I would like to see here is a hold up, and I'm seeing that hold up. But what I would like to see here is, will that hold up continue? Um, Unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum, this one is somewhat somewhat like living its own life, which where you normally can say, that if all cryptos are going, one direction, then they're all going in one direction. If one is going, then the other ones are also going. So, but in this case, I mean, right now, I think that we are starting to notice that um, that actually these top cryptos, top crypto pairs are starting to live their own life, and which is great, to be honest, because it's if you want to be accepted as a currency, then hey, you need to kind of behave as a real currency. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why it's really interesting. It's really nice to see that we're seeing some differences in movement of between Bitcoin, like Ethereum, Ripple, and Litecoin and Dogecoin and all those other ones. So at the moment, it's looking, I wouldn't say very bearish. I mean, I'm cautiously bearish, to be honest, but again, a confirmation drop below this whole territory is required. So until I get that move, I'm not really gonna get very comfortable with the downside. I need that breakout, and I need that body of the daily candle staying below this whole area. In terms of the upside, what I would like to see here is a push up of the 68.16 zone, somewhere around here. The reason is why, because again, at the same time, we would break this downside line, which I really like still. This one's taken from the high of the 21st of May. And also a push above the 100-day EMA right now, which, as you can see, it coincides with the downside line. So if we can get that move, great, wonderful. More buyers could join in. Let's not forget that maybe, just maybe, we're seeing a range here. We're seeing a range here. So if this gets cleared, amazing, more buyers could join in. Dogecoin, beautiful pop back up, amazing. Look at this, beautiful. So we're pushing back up, but we're getting a little bit of a hold up near the 45-day EMA. Look, we have ourselves a downside line. We have the 45-day EMA. We need to see a clearance of it in order to go higher. If we can get that move, I think that this arrow needs to go a little bit smaller because I think maybe I'm way too ambitious. But then yeah, I'm gonna aim for the 100-day EMA together with the 200-day EMA. Simple as that. Ripple is also looking quite interesting because look, Ripple looks a little bit more bearish, to be honest. And if we do remain below the EMAs here, then yes, there is still a chance of moving to the downside. In order to consider higher levels, very simple. As you can see here, the EMAs here, all these EMAs did provide strong resistance, especially the 45-day EMA. A nice clearance of that, yes, could attract more buyers. Let's jump into the forex world, ladies and gentlemen. So we're seeing a bit of a retracement. That's fine. So in general, this idea worked out. My target got reached, the 0.6643 zone, somewhere around here. Amazing, good result. Of course, I'm also keeping an eye on that 200-day EMA, which it looks quite attractive. But I think that at the moment, the 100-day EMA is carrying much more significance because, as you can see here, we had a few violations, but the bodies of the daily candles remained above that 100-day EMA. So that's a good sign. In terms of the upside, a push up of the 0.67 territory would be required. If we can get that move, amazing. More sellers here could join in. So AUD CHF. AUD CHF Looking interesting here. Look, for now, what I would like to see here is maybe a drop actually below this 0.5617 zone. So I talked about this previously. Look, let's wait for a drop below this hurdle in order to go lower. Then by lower, I'm gonna aim for this the low of the 6th of August of the near 0.5516, and then we'll take it from there. nzdjpy, just a quick update. Beautiful rebound. So far so good. Look at this. I mean, this could be working out like a charm. So this idea which I talked about, I said that if we do drop below the 90 zone, I'm gonna aim for this area. Boom. Fantastic hold up, rebound. Let's see if we can go back to that psychological 90 zone. US dollar against the Japanese yen, beautiful rebound from this 141.70 area. This is a strong area of support. If you're looking for some lower levels, you definitely need a clearance of that one. For the upside, well, I'm not going to get very comfortable even if we do push back above the 143 or 44 zone right here. I'm going to get a little bit more comfortable with the upside if we do push above this downside line taken from the high of the 15th of August. US dollar against the Canadian dollar, we remain above the 23.6 here on my Fibonacci retracement, which is drawn from the highest point of August to the lowest point of August. So as long as we stay above that 23.6, yes, I'm leaning towards the upside. GBP USD, let's have a look at what's happening here. Okay, pushing back up, Look, I just want to double check something very quickly if this is gonna make sense or not, but hey, looking at this idea, okay, no, this is not gonna work out because initially I was thinking that maybe this is a nice little broad, or like not a nice little channel here, falling channel, but actually this is more of a broadening formation here. I mean, not a super triangle, but like a yes, like a veg, but a broadening veg. But if there is something like that, but look, it's not really a thing. But hey, look, what I want to say is that I love this level here, the 1.3141. That's the highest point of July of 2023. In general, that's the highest point of 2023. So I do still like this hurdle, but I have to say that I'm kind of leaning towards the downside on this one, to be honest, towards the 45-day EMA somewhere. If that one gets cleared, amazing, more sellers here could join in. EuroGBP, beautiful move back down. Everything's okay. Look, I think that it's time to just take a bit of a conservative approach here. I'm going to allow this pair to move sideways here in between these two grayed out areas. But if it starts falling below the 0.84 territory, great, I will go lower. For the upside, a push above the 0.85 zone here would be required for me. So basically, while we remain in this zone, it could go either way. It could be sideways action. So maybe those, like I said, range traders could enjoy this. But me personally, I'm not going to enjoy this. So I'm just going to observe the price action. EuroJPY. Very interesting. Beautiful hold up near this 157.30 zone. We're pushing back up. Look, very simple. I said this yesterday, and I'm going to repeat myself again. If you're looking for some higher levels, a push above this downside line and a push above the 160 territory would be required. It's a nice psychological zone. For the downside, a drop below this 157.30 area would be needed. So if we can get that drop, amazing. More sellers here could join in. But if while we remain in this little territory here, I'm just going to observe the price action. And finally, EURUSD dropping back below the 1.1050 area. So this is what I talked about yesterday. I said to keep your eyes on that. If we do fall below the 1.1050, my next target is the psychological 1.10 zone. If that one gets cleared, okay, great. We'll go further south. But by further south, I mean this upside line taken from the low of the 26th of June. And then we'll just go from there. Long story short, ladies and gentlemen, this downside line, something that I'm keeping a close eye on. If we get a nice clearance of that, yes, wonderful, more buyers could join in. All this area right here, I'm just observing the price action, and I'm not really doing anything. So just, yeah, like I said, watching it. But I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside as long as we stay below the 1.1050. And then I'll target the 1.10 zone. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's a wrap. Hope you found it useful. I just wanted to quickly run through these instruments. I talked about these yesterday. Look, sorry for the little delay in the start today, but yeah, I had a few technical issues. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. But yeah, look, I'll pick up on some of these instruments, some new ones tomorrow, because look, tomorrow we have the US CPIs, so do not miss my session. I'm going to talk about that, and yeah, we'll pick up on some of these instruments, some new ones. If you have any questions or any preferences, let's say in terms of instruments, honestly, let me know. Drop it in the comment box. Drop it in there. I will see it either during live session, or I will see it after the video gets posted. So yes, so yeah, if you have any requests, honestly, voice them in the chat, voice them in the comment box, and yes, we'll go from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I shall see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock GMT time. So, as always, stay safe, have your stop losses in place, risk only what you can afford to lose. Don't overtrade, and everything will be fine. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.